Okay, so just in case we need it for something. Um, but so if you haven't done so already, let's just take a minute, not right now, but before we get to our next call, um, and get our goals written down. It's important if it's important for you to believe that you can reach your goals. Don't set a goal that's unrealistic. Something that's realistic by the end of these sessions, you should at that point in time have seen um, more and more extended times of consistency. Um, not just one trade or two trades or three trades, but to be winning, but to be, I would say, it's gonna be different for everyone, but the point is progression to the point of more consistency. Whatever point that is, let's make sure that that's something that's realistic to you, number one. And it's not something that you disbelieve in. Like if I set a goal for myself and I say I want to make $1 million, I want to make $1 million today, that's not realistic for me today. My subconscious is not going to accept that, and I'm not going to even, I probably, who knows. But so number one, make it something that you can make sure you believe in it. And then put it down, write it down, and then remember your plan. And if you could bring your goals next Sunday, and we'll just kind of just go over them just briefly. We don't got to go into detail and stuff. But I want us to get to the point where we speak it out, and we only speak it out once. We don't have to keep on speaking it out. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Speak it out once, and I think this is tied to that law of attraction stuff that I don't so firmly believe in. But speaking things into existence, and I don't want to get off the subject here. Speaking things into existence doesn't need to be done every day. I don't think. If anything, one time, and I believe that because it says it in the word. But anyways, so we'll get it out. We'll speak it to one another, and we will do like we'll on our meetings. After that, we will see how are things going with the plan. What are the ways that we could help to help you get over whatever you're going through, so that you can reach the goals. There was something else today. I basically was just wanting to get on real quick and just kind of give you like an idea of where I see us being right now, and where I see us being like in the future after our sessions are done. Right now, we're at a point where and this is the second thing, that we're at a point where we had our first calls. They weren't necessarily sessions, but it allowed me to gain understanding of where everyone was, and everyone was in different places, and that's fine. It's going to be that way. Some people are going to go faster, some people are going to go slower. Don't worry about that stuff. But I saw that, and so I saw that also we needed to get the people who have not gotten their platforms and stuff like that set up. And then there was a couple of people, I think they're ready for mentorship. Richard, I think you're ready to go, because you've already done your charts, and you've already gotten to the point where you have been placing trades on your own. And that's a place that should be like your first goal for anyone that's not there yet, is to get through the training, or to get your setup done, get through the training. Don't just fly through it, and you don't have to understand everything about it, but go through the strategy as you're going through the units course with the technical strategy. Have your demo out, and be practicing on your demo along with the videos. If y'all need help with setup or anything like that, just holler at me. I'll be glad to help y'all out. Like I mentioned in the chat, I think it was in the chat, that there would be an additional fee. I can help to agree, and I don't mind helping to a degree. But if you need like a whole setup, you know, or if you need a whole setup, for instance, or something like that, and I know how big of a pain in the butt it can be. It took me over a week to do mine first. I'm a little bit slow in this stuff. But if it's a whole setup, then there had to be a fee, a small fee. So let's get you to the point to where you gone through the course. You got your setup up. You got your setup set up. You got your software set up. You've gone through the course. You've placed trades on your demo. You know, after you go on and practice the course, you don't have to practice it for long. Just get to the point to where you're, you know, following as what you know to be the indicators in the plan. And then after you do that, let's say so if y'all can have that done, anybody who doesn't have that done, if they can have that done by next week, that'd be great. I think that'd be a realistic goal, or time for that goal. But about a week after that, so 2 weeks, we should start the mentorship for y'all. We have to have something to go off of. With no point A, you can't get to point B. Point B could be anywhere. I mean, you know what I'm saying? To get to any destination, you need two coordinates. You need where you are now, and then, you know, where are you trying to get to. So if we don't know, then we need to find out. But anyways, let's find out where you. We actually already did. We found out where you are. So let's take these steps to get us to where, you know, we want to go. These are the very first steps. Who feels like they're in a place right now to be in the mentorship, or to not to be in the mentorship. We're all in the mentorship, but to start the mentorship, like the actual part of like you got to a place and you hadn't seen consistency yet. Has anyone gotten there yet? Richard? Okay, Richard, I know that you've done the course and everything, and that you are placing your own trades. I've seen your markups and stuff. They look good. They look great, man. You know, you taking some of the same trades that I taken, you know, so that's cool. You're doing really good. So for you, if you want to like we mentioned, if you want to trade together or something, like have live trading sessions or anything like that you could think of, if you want to have a mix and variety of the ways that you use your mentorship, then let's do that. So I feel like you're at a point. But one of the things I wanted to get down to, I think, like the next thing to get down to one would be the consistency, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The consistency. And we can go over something like that on our first call if you wanted to. And probably that's what we need to do. What's happening, what's stopping you from getting there, so if we can have, and this is for everybody, if we can all have be keeping a journal or trading plan, we need to have the information that was present in the market as we placed our trade, and then what happened as a result. You know, what was happening with us at a time. So it's important that we have our checklists, our emotional checklist, our technical checklist, so that we can see what's stopping us from progressing. Okay, we can't do anything about an issue or a hang up that we know nothing about. And that's the purpose behind why we're here. So we can get those answers faster. So that you don't have to sit around and fumble around, for months or years to try to fill in the gaps and stuff. So Richard, we could definitely do that. Find out what's hanging you up, get you started on that. Then you'll have some time to practice, and then everyone else will be working on. Is anyone else like halfway there?
So I think I'm almost there. I just have a couple little catch-ups. Is not really understanding the leverage component. The app and the desktop seem totally different. And then I guess it's just an overview of what the leverage really means financially.
Leverage is put there for one reason, to destroy you, like to destroy your account faster, period.
Okay.
The brokers aren't your friends. Financial institutions, banks, they're not your friends. And I'll just post it on this on the in the paid group, the Signals group. It's there to get your money faster. It's there to trigger your impulses into escalating at a much higher rate in a negative direction. So what I'm saying is,
I understand that part. I just don't understand what the numbers mean, because on the desktop it says 500, and then on the app it says 1 to 500. But I don't. I'm not clear between platforms.
Is one of them your app? Is one of them your app? And is one of them a demo and one of them's live?
Yes.
Okay, that's why. So the one that, what did you say? It said it had 100.
No, it said 500 on the live, but on the app it's like 1 to 500.
In your app's the demo.
Yes.
Okay, then I think that's why.
The confusion, yeah.
They don't allow you to I think get 500 on the demo.
No, on my demo it was at 1 to 500. But on the live, it just says 500. It had 10 all the way through 500 different numbers to select.
Well, I think it means this. I think it means the same thing.
Okay, that's why I wasn't clear. So I didn't want to try anything until I made sure it was the right, because that's the least amount of leverage you can use, right?
Yes.
The 500.
So, yeah. So here's the thing. Leverage is not really controlled by that, and I say that because we get to choose before every trade how much leverage we want to use. But we do want to have as much leverage as we can available, so that when we come to the time where we can utilize it, that we have access to it. Now, like when I say that it's put there to get your money faster and everything, it's true, but it can also be put to good use.
Yeah.
So, but underneath the pretenses of consistency over periods of time, the smallest amount of leverage, 0.01, is going to be different, and that's a micro lot. It's going to be different, a little bit different on each pair. Like on Euro USD and all major pairs, I believe a 0.01 is 10 cents. So 10 cents, you get, or 10 pips, you get $1, right? So a mini lot is a 0.10, and on any major pair, and on even most cross pairs, a 0.10 is going to be $1 a pip. On a standard lot, a pip is equal to $10. So 10 pips, $10. Thereon and so forth. Y'all kind of get the idea. You get to 100 lots and you make 10 pips. That's more than some people make 5 years, or something. I don't know. It depends on where you're trading. So also everyone was, and this is brings back to me the importance of understanding the potential, believing in yourself, like we talked about, but seeing the potential that and the opportunity that we have to be in the markets, because these aren't like, just because we're day trading doesn't mean that we're involved in some you know, it's not like, it's no joke. Like, it's for real. You're in there with professional traders that work for banks. You're working against machinery. You're working against manipulation. There's everything that they could think of possible to get us to go off course. So the plan, the checklist, the trading plan, everything is critically important. If that stuff is not to a point where it's consistent and working, then you I would not touch my leverage period off of 0.01.
Okay, did I miss in the coursework where there was information more and how it breaks down the leverage?
Leverage?
I was just asking, in the course, was there any, did I miss something that broke down the leverage?
There was one point where I was going over, how to place a trade in there. I think it's in the premium group, but explaining the 0.01, the 0.10 and stuff. I mean, I don't know how it's as far as like how much you use, that's up to you.
Well, no, I just didn't know how the system worked. So that's why I wanted a breakdown of because you just gave it to me now with the micro lot, the mini, the standard. I didn't know any of that. So that kind of made me go, I don't know if I want to do anything.
Okay, good.
So that was my sticking point.
Okay, perfect. So I need to know that. I appreciate it. I'll put that in there.
Thank you.
I went over it briefly. I thought that I covered that, but if I didn't cover it, it definitely needs to be covered. Because that's very, 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 very important. You could be looking at profiting.
Wipe out your account really fast if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to winning and losing. I mean, if I told you this up before, so these things are just like totally wrong. My mentor told me to he was a professional trader, CEO of the company. He told me that I wasn't profiting, seeing the profits that I wanted to see, because and he knew everything about it. He's my mentor, He said because my account size wasn't large enough. So put some more money in there and turn up the leverage. And I told him I've been losing that. And me, I actually did it under like not really believing that's the answer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I did it. I trusted him anyways, be a good student anyways. But I didn't do it every time. There was much more bad advice that he gave me that I did not get into this trade. That's why I'll never tell anybody to get into a trade. Hey, everybody, this one right here, because you don't never know. You'll never know when this stuff's going to happen. And a trade will go against you. There's many different reasons why. It could be market manipulation. It could be fundamental. It could be a technical thing that you got off. It could be anything. But mostly what it comes down to, and really what it all really comes down to, is you. And it comes down to me. And it comes down to the course. And it comes down to understanding. And it comes over, the strategy and all this afterward. So again, this is what the main basis of today's call was, just to get everyone together so we could get those goals down, get a plan. If we don't know the plan, then let's know the plan. I could tell you the plan. I could send you the plan. As far as your specific goals go, that's up to you. But let's have both, let's have a plan to get to where we want to go. Let's understand why we're here. Always remember why you're here. If you have a vision and you hold on to the vision until the day that you die, the day you see it to fruition. So if you got to put it up somewhere, then put it up somewhere to see something that reminds you of it. If your goals, have your goals out somewhere where you can see your checklist and stuff somewhere out to see. Because like I was saying, like this is very, very important stuff. It's got to be taken very seriously. This is not little boys and little girls game here. These are the places where that has accumulated the most money daily than anywhere else in the world, like ever has. It's trade market. In the Forex market, there's $6 trillion going through there a day. So let's take this really seriously and let's have our expectations right. There's a lot of people out there that are that will sell you on the idea that you can make $1 million your first month or something, or $10,000 your first month or something. That's not realistic at all. I have known people that have made $500,000 their first year. I've seen people make $600,000 trades in a day. Okay, so there's no limit. There's no shortage of potential. Let's just do what we got to do. Take the steps and make it happen. Trading psychology, like, let's focus on trading psychology right along with the technical. If you don't understand everything, or treat it just as the same and go along with the same as the technical. If you don't understand it while you're going through it and you read it once and then you don't remember and you're like, okay, that part's done, and you don't remember it and you're not practicing, then go back and read it again. Then take better notes or something. Put the notes up. Put a reminder up. It should be on your checklist that you put up. So it's through a system. It's through a system. This system that we're learning that gives us an edge. And your expectations too should be of this, that don't expect to win every day or even every week. And again, it's whoever this is the paid signals group, but this is important too, to have the right perspective and expectations. So you don't want to be thinking that you're going to win every trade or you're going to be profitable every day or every week or even every month, but over years. Now that can be different for some. That can be different for some people, of course. But what you want to expect is, after you get to the point where you've mastered following the strategy, and this is so crazy because it's laid out. It's all laid out right there in front of us. And if we were just to simply follow it, or just to get the skill set down, shoot, you could get it down probably in like they say 10,000 hours, whatever, or faster. Shoot, the rest of the stuff, the psychology, it can be different. It can take longer. So make sure to go through that until you understand it fully and completely. Your expectation over time should be that you get to the point to where you're consistent over those, years or quarters or whatever, consistently profitable. So it's important to look at like what the goal is for today. And the goal for today is always to follow the plan and to follow the checklist and stuff. But so to have the micro view, but to also hold in mind like the macro view. Like when you place a trade, as long as you did you followed the plan and you did all your indicators your risk management and everything was good, then your job is done. You place the trade and you forget about it, and you don't think you don't expect anything of it. You don't have hopes or get disappointed when it goes in the wrong way. It's a lot easier said than done, but it's why this is so important. This is why over 90% of the people lose in trading and can't get consistent. It's not because of the strategy, it's because of the emotions, the psychology and stuff. So you let it go, and then you focus on the micro market changes. Then we have strategy. We have that's why we have an intra core like training strategy, and that is the trailing stops and doing that kind of stuff. I mean, of course, you want to make logical moves, based off of logic. Make moves based off of logic and not out of emotion, and then repeat and practice until you get there. But I was at a hedge fund trading with, or being mentored by this fund, and they had a month where they didn't profit. A whole month they didn't gain. But over the year, they had gained like a very, very large amount. I forget the percentage. It's the same place that I saw make 600. Same place I saw the person make $600,000 in a day on one. I think it was one trade. So that's why I say, even if you have a bad month, like this last month was killer for me. I was adjusting to so much stuff, was going on. It wasn't just the markets and everything, sick and everything else. So there's going to be periods of times where it's not happening. If you see it not happening repeatedly, then you should stop, and then find out the solution and go back at it. But as long as you continue to do that, then you're fine. But just make sure you stop. And just you gotta know, like, just have that perspective. It's not about this trade. Don't get caught up in the trade. Be caught up in the trade, but don't be caught up in the outcome or your expectations of the trade. Get caught up in the vision that you see yourself being as you continue to get better and following the plan and become more consistent. Focus on that. Focus on the steps that you got to take that to advance. You can go through 5 trades, lose 5-6 trades in a row. I've done it several times. I'm sure I've lost 10 trades in a row. But I've also had periods of time where I got like close to 60 targets hit in there was like 3 losses. I did 24 targets hit, and I think it was right after I had lost several. It was right after I lost several, and then I hit 24 targets in 24 hours. So, and it was hundreds of pips, hundreds of pips, if not thousands of pips. But anyway, so it can go from one way to another. We just want to, or from negative and to positive. But we want to make sure that we're in the win the majority of the time. If that's out of 1% gain, good, really good. If you're consistent and at 1% gain, even at the month in, and good, man, you're doing better than a whole lot of other people are doing, because you followed the system, continue to practice and everything. If you can do more, great. There'll be days you can get 16% or whatever within the restriction, or within the boundaries of what's in your trading plan. Does everyone have a trading plan? Y'all do. Let me know if you don't have one, and I'll send it to you. I don't think there's anything else really. Does anyone have any questions or anything besides this? Does anyone have any questions or anything they wanted to go over, or anything they wanted to talk about? We're gonna have the market review here about 30 minutes. Y'all know how that goes. We're gonna go over. We're gonna look and check things out. But I'm really
I just
excited.
have a question on the trading plan.
Go ahead.
I just had a question on the trading plan. It talks about setting your lot size. Is the
I just lost your voice.
lot the same as the leverage?
Yeah, your sound is going.
On the trading plan, it talks about setting. Oh, here, let me turn that. So on the trading plan, it talks about selecting your lot size. Is that the same as the leverage?
Yes, that is the leverage. So, yeah, your lot size. So,
okay.
Go ahead.
No, that just answered my question.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, no, that's shoot. Before you press that button, make sure you're where you need to be on your leverage. You're gonna, you'll forget. I've forgotten. I've gone past the boundaries intentionally numerous times. But it's not the answer. The answer is consistency and following the plan. So next week we'll just go over real quick what what your goals are. Anything in addition to a plan. If you don't know, if you ever have any questions, as always, that's what we're here for. So don't, not ask them. But let's get to the point where can we get to the point to where everyone can have their, because I kind of want everyone to kind of start at the sessions around the same time. Because I don't want to have a lingering part of my you know what I'm saying, of a program, like anybody trailing behind. We can all move together. Some of you by the end of the sessions might choose to get more sessions or something. But it would be great if we could all start off at the same time with mentorship, because that's what we came here for. But Richard, we can start with yours right away. There's nothing wrong with you being a head man. That's great. You got some experience. So let's get our goals. Let's get our vision. If you don't have a vision, then work on a vision. If you don't understand the potential, then understand the potential. And just like I say, it's limitless. So work on the goals, work on the plan. Let's get those things together, and then when next Sunday comes around, we'll take a quick look, go over them, like say them out loud, and then we will take it from there, and we will be going over, we will be doing mentorship calls after that. If anybody needs help with setup, if it's something small, just hit me up, be more than glad to help you out. But if it's something that's going to take like hours of, then there would have to be a small fee. But just let me know. It's not anything scary. People normally charge, up to $200, around $200 to set up software to get someone's that kind of stuff set up. But I know, and I can see why doing it if you're trying to do it by yourself for the first time, it can literally freaking take forever. But anyways, guys, I think that's it. I don't know about y'all, but I really am excited to get the opportunity to work closely with you guys. the goal for me is to, my main goal is to maintain, number one, for me to maintain consistency. Number two, to get you to the point of consistency, to regain consistency and more and more consistency, to be successful over the course, a period of like our lives. That's the plan. And so I'm excited to get the opportunity for us to do it together. We hadn't done anything like this in here before, but it's definitely something that's going to be very useful. So let's make the best of it. We'll cover more details and stuff over the next call, but I don't want to make these calls too long. So we'll go ahead and get off right now, as long as no one else has any more questions or anything. And we will see y'all at the market review.
Awesome.
Cool. All right. See y'all in about 30 minutes. About 23 minutes. Yeah.
Thanks, Jacob.
Welcome. Thank y'all for being